Okay, so this is 4.1, even though it's chapter 2, going in order. Okay, and we're going to call this percent of a number. Make sure you guys get your name on the top. Today's the 15th. And this is period 3. Okay, so that's percent of a number. Our EQ is going to be the same this whole chapter. So does somebody want to read it? Okay, Bryn, go ahead.
Okay. How can percent help you understand situations involving money?
Okay, so how can percent
help you
understand? You guys can write this down. Situations involving money. Okay, so pretty much this chapter is about money, which is great because it's easier to relate to when we have some sort of background knowledge with money. You guys can draw your lines in. Okay, so in the book they mentioned that there's 2 ways. One of the ways was using the fraction and just basically dividing by 100. But since we're using calculators, we're going to just focus on that method. Okay? So there's not really vocab right here, but we're just going to go right into this statement. Write the percent. I'm going to just put the percent symbol instead of writing out the word every time. Hopefully you guys like that better. Write the percent as a decimal, then multiply. So this is the method we will use. Write the percent as a decimal, then multiply. So here's your first example. We're going to find 25% of 180. So how do we write 25% as a decimal? Yes, anyone could say it? Good. Now most people know that, but what you're really doing is you're going backwards 2, right? Going to the left 2 spaces. When we have a decimal, we go to the right, and when we have a percent, we go to the left. So all you have to do is do this, 0.25, and then it says multiply, times 180. And when you put that in your calculator, you should get 45. Another method might be some people see 25% as a quarter, or they might divide by 4. Would that work too? Yeah, that's fine. But they're not always going to be nice and pretty percentages like that. Okay? So let's make ourselves a note on the left-hand side that says if you're going from a percent to a decimal, we need to move the decimal point two places to the left. That's the same as dividing by 100, okay? So that's what we did right here. So technically there's a decimal point right after the 25, right? It's just, we don't write it, but it's there. Okay, and then I think Soren mentioned something, I think it was Soren, about percents greater than 100. Was that you?
No,
it was Bradley? No, it wasn't Bradley. Who mentioned it? Somebody talked about it.
I don't know.
Okay.
What?
Well, let's do example 2 and do one with a percent greater than 100. So let's do 150%. Okay. How would we write that as a decimal? Yes?
0.150.
Not quite. Yes?
15.0.
Not quite. 1.5. Good. So technically there's a decimal point here. Do you guys kind of see it? It's imaginary.
No.
They're at the end of all whole numbers. So then you just go 2 places to the left. You could put the 0 here. Do you need to?
No.
No. But just so you guys see it better, I'll put it there. Okay? Now, here's the thing. If you forget and you're like, is it left? Is it right? I don't know. You can always take these numbers and you can divide them by 100 in your calculator, and that will still give you 1.5. So I'm going to put or. Same with the 25%. If you did 25 divided by 100, you'd get 0.25. So that's like a little trick, okay? So if you forget, is it left, is it right, is it 2, is it 1, is it 10, I don't know, divide by 100. Emily?
Last year, a teacher told us is or without.
Yes. That's the percent proportion, which is in the next lesson. Good. I'm glad you remembered that. Okay, so we're going to do some practice in the book. So I want you guys to go to page 107. And we're going to look at numbers 1 through 10. I'm going to keep recording so that we can have this recorded for the next class. So 107. And you'll notice when you get there, they don't really look that different than what I just wrote down for you. You guys there? 107, number 1 through 10, it looks like this. See how they look pretty similar? Okay, this is page 107. Alright, so I'm going to do some of these with you, and then you'll do some like as you tries. So the first one, 65%. How do I write that as a decimal?
0.65.
Good. So you do 0.65 times 186 in your calculator. Somebody raise their hand when they have that. You have it already? What do you have? 120.9. Can someone confirm?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, there it is. Now what does it say to round it to?
Nearest tenth if necessary.
So are we good? Is that the 10th?
Yeah.
Remember how I told you your book will tell you what to round it to? Okay. Good job. Let's go to the next one. What's 45% as a decimal?
0.45.
Okay, so we do 0.45 times 432. So someone else get that one for me, Ryan?
194.4.
Can we confirm it?
Yes.
Good. 194.4. Now, I have a question for you, Ryan.
Yes.
What is this question pertaining to?
Money.
Money. So should we put a dollar sign?
Yes, ma'am.
And then we should probably put a 0 right here. Because that looks better, doesn't it, for money?
Yes.
Good. Okay, one more and then you guys are on your own. 0.23 times 640. Yes?
147.2.
So 147.2 would be $147.20.
$147.20.
Okay, any questions? Okay, I said last one, but I meant number 4 we need to check real quick.
Okay.
What do we do about this 130%?
I have no clue. Oh, it's 1.
Oh, we just saw that in our notes.
26.
It's what?
26.
26.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you guys do the next, I guess there's 6 left because I want you to go all the way to 10. And then we'll see how you do.